We're back with another game. We're getting up the elos. We're on 847 now. E4, E5. I always play this opening. Knight, knight. This is a simple opening. This is the Italian, of course. I like to play the Italian quite a lot. It's nice and simple for me at least. He gets a knight out attacking this pawn, and I simply just use my queen to defend it. I could have done knight to C3. I don't see what it takes and then takes. Yeah, that would have been fine. But I decided to use the queen instead because I'm feeling quite dangerous today. Sorry. Now he pushes his pawn down, his D pawn, attacking the bishop and pawn at the same time. I could simply take it, and then instead of taking back, he actually pushes his knight forward, attacking this. Hopefully, then going for the rook after that, right? I see that, and then that happens. Then he goes for the pawn, of course, and then he makes an equal trade. Or so he thought, because then I took the pawn. I was thinking about using my queen, but then if I do that, then knight just jumps over here, and then it just gets a bit messy, right? So I didn't want to do that. So I took the knight instead, and he does this because there's a potential fork here, but his queen was still on it, and also I could just take the piece here. So like I could have just like taken it here, queen goes here, but then even then that's not even that bad. But I think he just wanted another defender on the knight, which is valid, honestly. But yeah, I still go for the fork because there's still this weak pawn that I could go for. So yeah, there was always that as well because him pushing the bishop out here removed the defender on this pawn. So yeah, he pushes his pawn blocking the check, attacking the queen, and I took the hanging pawn. His rook can do this, um, but that doesn't really do much, and I think he does do that. Yeah, he does. And then I just take the other hanging pawn with check. He blocks with his knight. Then I'm pretty sure I take the knight. Yeah, I took the knight. He takes back, and then I take back, which I gain from, of course. Now here is checkmate in one right here, but I'm pretty sure he sees that and he takes the knight, and then I take back with check. I thought he was gonna do this, and then I had to have took. I should have took the queen in that scenario because it's pinned. But it's a good thing he did this instead, kind of, because he's already low on material. I got 6 points on him, and then if he loses his queen, then it's a really bad thing for him. But when he blocked with his dark square bishop, the problem was, sorry, I don't know why I'm fumbling with my words. The problem was it weakened this pawn right here, right? I saw that and I took, right? Okay. Then he does this move, which I think is the best move possibly, because I can't take this because the queen's on it, and then I can't take this because the bishop's on the rook, right? So I could have done this, but I wanted to move like fully back to my like area of the chessboard, so I did this move. He could have done this, but then I could have just moved here, or I could have even checked. I could have done many things here. And yeah, he took the hanging pawn, attacking the rook. But I can just take the with bishop, right? And then he takes with the rook, right? And at this point, it is equal. It was an equal trade. I'm pretty sure. I think I lost one pawn when his bishop took when his bishop took this. Then I lost. Yeah, I lost that pawn fully. Yeah. Which is fine. I'm still up 6 points, and I castle. To be honest, I should have done this first. Actually, no. Nah, no, 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 no. Yeah, okay. I castled, which was good because then he went for this hanging pawn, right? Which, yeah, he did, obviously. Then I did knight to g4, threatening a fork for the rook. I was hoping he didn't see that, and he didn't because he does this move, which I don't understand fully. Also the fork was here by the way as well, just to let you know. I could have forked here, I could have forked here. I don't really know which way is like better, but I decided just to fork here, and yeah, he moves king down, and I took the hanging rook. Now, he puts his rook behind his king, probably trying to retreat his king here. I think he didn't actually do that because I checked. No, no, man. Okay, yeah, he did that. Then I traded. He takes a queen, and then I actually developed my knight because my knight has not been developed, and it's like what the 28th move of the game. So yeah, that's quite bad. But I got the knight developed. Don't know if this was the best way. I could have done d3, then developed the knight on d2. Could have done that. Don't know if that was the best move or not. But He pushes the pawn down. I think the reason why he does this is because I don't think he knows what to do, because he has a queen and he's just not using it. He can't do this, of course, because then rook takes. To be honest, if I could quickly think right now, instead of taking so much time, he could have done something like this, pinning the knight to the queen, but then I could have just taken this and the pawns on the knight. So maybe you could have done something like this to just get the queen active in some regard. But I think he had to have like pushed the pawns to even have any hope of winning. Probably these two pawns would have been better because this is a pawn that I can easily take. It is an edge pawn though, so yeah. I'm gonna stop yapping now. I went for the hanging pawn. Of course, this pawn is protecting the knight, so I should be fine. He does this. Not really threatening much. I just can't check him now here. Because what? Let's say he moved his queen. Let's say he moves queen here, right? What I was gonna do, I was gonna check him here. King moves back, and then I can't pin the queen to the king in that scenario because then he could just take the rook and it's background checkmate. But I would have figured something out. I can't think that far into the chess like game because I'm not that advanced yet. But you get the idea. And he does that, preventing the check, and I do this move right here to h4 because I'm deciding to check him right here. That was my plan. Then he saw that, stopping this check. But then I simply move my knight here, attacking the queen simultaneously. I don't think I said that correctly, whatever. Protecting the pawn at the same time. He can do something like this or this. This is definitely a stronger move. But in the end of the day, I could simply just move my queen out of the way. I could have just wait, he does okay, so he does this, right? I can't do this to protect the knight because then he takes the hanging pawn. But I could have just done something like I can't do this because the pawn is actually pinned, but I can do this. And I think if I remember that's what I did. Yeah, okay. That is what I did there. Now I can move the queen freely without the threat of losing my knight. Then he moves his king here. I again don't know why he did that, and I moved my pawn to h3, and he abandoned the game. He actually stalled for, let's see how long he stalled for. 7 minutes 35, 1 minute. So that's 6 minutes and what, 27 seconds? Oh, I don't know. My mental maths is, yeah, 6 minutes and 27 seconds. 27. Okay. Yeah. Just have to make sure in it. The mental maths is right. Yeah. I reported him in it for stalling, but like, it is what it is. Don't shame this guy, by the way. Don't send him hate on his, like, I don't know. I don't know if you can send him hate on chess.com. I don't know if you can do that, or but I've got no idea. But like, yeah, he was kind of scummy for doing that. But bro, it is what it is. It's just a chess game. It's not competitive. There's no money on the line. It's not a tournament. It's just chess. But yeah, I thought that was still a good game, even though it ended a bit poorly with the guy just abandoning the game. But I think that was quite nice. What did I say? What did I say? Subscribe, like, yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, do that. I need to get to 100 subs, bro. I'm on 68 right now. So yeah, until the next video, peace.